You might ask, what are design patterns? Well, design patterns are elegant solutions to repeating problems in software design. For example, you may want to implement the undo mechanism in your application. That's a repeating problem in software design, right? Now, we have a couple of different patterns for implementing the undo feature. One of them is the memento pattern. So a design pattern shows you how you should structure your classes and how these classes should talk to each other. Now, in this series, we'll be exploring 23 design patterns that were originally documented in the 90s in the book called Design Patterns: Elements of Reusable Object-Oriented Software. The book was written by 4 authors that are known as Gang of 4. So quite often we refer to these patterns as Gang of 4 patterns. The Gang of 4 patterns include 23 design patterns in 3 categories: creational, structural, and behavioral. Creational patterns are all about different ways to create objects. Structural patterns are about the relationships between these objects, and behavioral patterns are about the interaction or communication between these objects. In the first part of this series, we'll be talking about the behavioral design patterns. And by the way, these design patterns don't represent all the patterns in the world. There are many unofficial and undocumented patterns out there that you might find useful in certain situations. But these 23 design patterns are the classic ones that every software engineer must understand. One of the benefits of design patterns is that they help us communicate with other developers at a more abstract level. For example, you may tell your coworker, hey, we can use the command pattern to improve this code. You can simply use the name of the pattern to communicate the idea. You don't have to write a lot of code to express that idea. Another benefit of studying and understanding these design patterns is that it makes you a better designer. You will learn how to build reusable, extensible, and maintainable software, no matter what programming language you use or what kind of applications you build. And finally, another benefit of learning design patterns is that they help you learn and use new frameworks faster. One of the questions I often get is, Mosh, how do you learn various things so quickly? I tell you what, I'm not a genius. Yes, I do have years of experience. In fact, I started programming when I was 7, and now I'm 37. But one thing that I believe has helped me enormously is understanding these design patterns, because I see these design patterns used in various frameworks and libraries. So every time I learn a new framework, it kind of looks familiar to me. It's just a different syntax that I have to memorize. So these are the benefits of learning design patterns.